Hello everyone and welcome to this week's preview. It's Blue Diamond Stakes Day on Saturday at Caulfield. I can't wait to get stuck into the bets that I'm going to have. 5 this week. I know everyone's going to sigh and scoff at that. Oh, you had 15 the other week. Well, I'm only going the ones I'm most confident in. It's pretty good racing on Saturday. Hard to separate a lot of horses in their races. So 1 from the Valley on Friday night, 1 from Caulfield on Saturday, and 3 from Rosehill on Saturday as well. So we'll get stuck into that, but before that, I want to make a couple of announcements. Those that have been following my channel for some time know that I'm a big fan of the AFL football, and we are only 2 weeks away from the start of the season. Hard to believe that it's come around this fast. Anyway, if you think you're better at AFL tipping than me, then join up this tipping comp on the official AFL tipping website. It's called the Buy For Now Cup, my comp. I don't know why it's called. That's just something that I regularly say at the end of my videos. I thought it was a bit more creative than just the Salmonator League or something like that. So the code's actually pretty catchy. It's 6C453W4U. So if you want to whack that in, and you can join up the comp, and we'll see who comes out on top at the end of the AFL season. The other announcement I wanted to make is very brief. It's a new segment. Stay tuned. Kicking the weekend off at the Valley with race 1, number 1, Georgie Get Mad, 2.5 units to win at 390. This was its last start run in the same class as what it faces on Friday night at benchmark 70. This was over 1,200 metres. It got left flat-footed when the sprint went on, but I'm of the belief that it should have won this race. Copped a big bump from the inside horse, which cost it, in my opinion, at least a length. So it should have won. It only got beaten a quarter of a length in the end. This horse goes up to the 1,600 metres on tomorrow night, which I see to be a massive positive. It's better suited at that distance range. It's a winner over 2,000 metres in its career, so that's absolutely no query, the step up in distance. From gate 5, I have this horse mapped outside the leader, which is likely to be horse number 3 in Slain. Ultra consistent, it's 6 up, it's deep in the campaign. Always good to back a leader around the Valley, and hopefully can get our weekend off to a good start. Race 5 at Caulfield, the Angus Manasco. I'm with horse number 2, Too Darn Lizzie. 2 units to win on it, $3.30. This was its last start trial at Warwick Farm. I know these trials aren't everything, but this horse split broadsiding and Tom Kitten in this trial, which is pretty good. Again, trials aren't everything, but this trial form seems pretty solid. Now, there's supposed to be a 30km/h northerly wind on Saturday at Caulfield into the horses' faces down the side of the track. Not good for leaders. So I think that we're going to get a better price about this horse on race day, so I'd be waiting to back it. And this is why I think it can overcome the northerly wind. So it gets the sole lead. Blake Shin is on. We know how slow Blake Shin goes in races where he's the sole leader. Gate 5 jumps out, leads, goes slow, makes it a sit and sprint, which is the only way this horse can win. I know this horse will be ready because it's trained by Gay Waterhouse and Adrian Bott. Their leaders are always ready to run first up. It's a winner first up in the past. It's a winner at this track and distance in the past. I think Too Darn Lizzie is going to ease on race day, and we can get a good price about it late to find out if it's good enough to win first up or not. Now it's time to express my thoughts on the 3 Group 1s on Saturday at Caulfield. Race 7 is the Group 1 for Charity Stakes over the 1,400 metres. Mr. Brightside has come up with a $2 favourite ahead of I Wish I Win at $4.60. Longer odds the rest. I'm going to see in the first 6 races how much of a factor this wind plays, and then make a decision on who I'm going to back, if I back anything. Because if Mr. Brightside from gate 11 of 11 is trapped 3 wide no cover, or has to work to get outside the leader and pushes into that breeze down the side, it's not a horse I want to be on. If Mr. Brightside gets cover, it'll win. It's just going to win. But I think it's a 50-50 of getting cover or not, protection from that breeze. And if it doesn't get cover, I think... Well, I agree with the market in that I Wish I Win does look the best chance. It's a good fresh horse, and it maps for an economical run. The Hayes boys were kicking up for Evaporate this morning on radio, so I think it's over the odds, as well as Light Infantryman, who has the residual fitness from the Perth Carnival. So, yeah, those are my thoughts on the futurity. Majority of you would have already seen my video on the Blue Diamond Stakes, but I'll just quickly go over it again. So according to history, there's only 4 possible horses that can win this race, and they are Field of Play, Palm Angel, Tentris, and also Tycoon Star. Again, see how this wind goes, because I think Field of Play might be exposed if it pushes up to be outside the leader, but Blake Shin will be smart. If the wind's picked up, he'll want to find some cover. Tentress off the week back up, maps for an economical run, I think can do the job. Tycoon Star's going to have to get a long way back, but it's got the blinkers for the first time, and Lindsay Park know how to train a Blue Diamond winner. And Palm Angel is going to hunt up from gate 1. It'll just need a bit of luck, but I think the Colts are going better than the fillies anyway, judging off the times they ran in the Prelude. Cherish Me, the second favourite, equals second favourite. Apparently it wasn't too good this afternoon, according to the vets, so it's going to be re-inspected tomorrow morning if it's fit to run. But go check out my Blue Diamond Stakes video if you haven't already. And finally, the Group 1 Oakley Plate over the 1100 metres, always a very open race. I think in my lifetime I've only ever backed one winner of the Oakley Plate, and that was Marabi a couple of years ago, a few years ago now in 2022. This year I've narrowed it down to 2 personally. I like Estriella and Arabian Summer. Estriella, they're riding this horse differently now. They're going to ride it with cover, which I see to be a huge positive. It won the Peter Le Grand Stakes in 2024 at this same track and distance, settling with cover. It absolutely flew over the top of them. It could recapture its best form being ridden like that. So I think Estriella, although it'll have to carry 55 kilos as a mare, is good enough to win this race. Arabian Summer, I think, is over the odds. Gets in light with the 50 kilos being a 3-year-old, just keeps winning wherever it goes. Gate 15 doesn't really matter for the shoot start at Caulfield. It'll find cover midfield and with the lightweight be powering home down the outside. Now moving up to Sydney in race 5 at Rosehill, the Group 2 Millie Fox Stakes. I have to go with the favourite Macarena, 3 units to win on at $2. I loved its most recent trial at Bramwick where it won with Tyler Schiller on board. Tyler Schiller is on board again this Saturday. This horse has not won from 3 attempts first up, but I don't see that to be too much of a query. It's run some pretty good races being first up. It's run second 2 times. Gate 8 in a field of 9 probably isn't ideal, but we're talking about a horse that jumped from gate 20 of 20 in a Golden Eagle and still managed to run 4th. This is no Golden Eagle field. I think this horse is better than the rest of these. Gets in really well at the weights, the set weights, and I think it can win race 5. The next race at Rosehill, race 6, is the Group 2 Silver Slipper Stakes for 2-year-olds over 1100 metres, and I've got 2.5 units to win here on Bell Mercy. This was its last start trial win at Kembla Grange, where it won by 8.3 lengths. Like I said earlier in the video, trials aren't everything, but this is something to get excited about. Zach Lloyd was on board in this trial. He's on board again on Saturday. This horse blitzed them in the Jim Crack back in early October of last year, defeating a horse called O Alay, who defeated the best horses out of the Magic Millions in the Magic Millions 2-year-old Classic earlier in January. This horse from gate 2 should hunt up and get a good map advantage over the favourite, the Coolmore horse at the moment, Woderton, who looks progressive, but J-Mac doesn't ride it today or on Saturday, and it's drawn gate 11 of 11. It's going to be back in the field, so I think Bell Mercy gets the map advantage. It looks a progressive horse, and I'm happy to have it. It's that time of the week. It's last man standing. Sharon is in the lead. She's made her way into the green. 70 cents in profit. It's not much, but it's way better than the rest of us. Vinny had a winner last week, but made a loss overall last week. And then Nikki, Sky High Horse Racing, and I are all on negative 200 after 2 weeks. This is what we're doing this week. Sharon's doing the same tactic. 10 the win, 15 the place on 4 different horses. At Caulfield, Miss Aria and the Playwright. In Sydney, Aliana, and at Morphettville, Grand Piero. Then we move on to Vinny. He's going to have 70 the win on Tonkin in the first and 30 the win on Chanois in the Autumn Classic. Nikki is going to have 35 the win on Headley Grange up in Sydney, 30 the win on She's Bulletproof in the Oakley Plate, and 20 the win on My Gladiola in the Blue Diamond, and a little $15 all up. Mr. Brightside the win into She's Bulletproof the place, into My Gladiola the place. And I'm spreading my bets across 3 different horses. I'm having 40 the win on Bakil at Morphettville. This is an import from Singapore who looks to have above average ability. I think the only thing that gets this horse beaten is bad luck. And yeah, it's 40 the win for my last man standing, as well as 30 the win on both Georgie Get Mad and Bell Mercy, who I'm most confident on out of my Valley, Caulfield and Rosehill tips. So that's what we're doing for last man standing this week. Finishing off with Rosehill race 9, number 6, Water Goes, 1 unit the win on at $5.50. This was first up run in the Group 3 Southern Cross Stakes behind Walado. 1200 metres, in my opinion, is short of its best. It showed that, only got beaten 3 lengths, but didn't lose any ground from the 200 to the finish on Walado. So I think the step up to 1400 metres, second up looks ideal. Its second up record is very good, 2 wins from 4 starts. Jason Collett, it now draws gate 4. I think it can map a little bit closer than where it was last time in the Southern Cross Stakes. And in a wide open field, I think it represented good value around the $5.50 mark. Now it's time for a new segment. If you're a fan of Get On, you would know what this is. It's called Let It Ride. I don't have a little stinger for it yet to lead into it, but basically we get some pretend money. Well, I'm using pretend money anyway. Pretend money, we're going to let it ride all on a singular bet, and hopefully we can build up a bank and see how much money we can make. So we'll start with $1,000 as the Get On boys usually do. And with the power of Trotter, this week I'm having it all on Bell Mercy to place. It's currently at $1.30, so we should be, hopefully if it places, at 1,300. I was thinking out of the 3 that I've got in the last man standing, Georgia Get Mad, there's only 7 runners in the race, so it's going to have to run top 2. And Bakil's drawn gate 13 of 13 and has no Australia form. So Bell Mercy, gate 2, I think Woderton looks an exciting horse, so that can beat it. Gambler is another one that I think is way over the odds. Ever since it's been gelded, it's come back really well with 2 nice trial wins. So I think Bell Mercy can place. That's going to do it for this week's preview, everybody. It's about an 11 unit spend. I might need 2 out of these 5 to get up. I think that's achievable. Haven't made a profit for 2 Saturdays in a row, so hopefully this week is different. It's Blue Diamond Stakes Day. What a time to be alive. Thanks everyone for watching, and until next week's preview, bye for now. Join up the AFL Tipping comp.